This reporter tried to interrupt J.D. Vance, but his face at the end says it all.
I heard Donald Trump describe Kamala Harris as a low IQ individual, somebody who doesn't have the mental capacity to be president, really dumb, unable to put two sentences together. Is that what you saw on the stage?
John, what I saw was a lot of slogans. I think the American people are smart, and Kamala Harris talks to them like they're children. What she can't do, refuses to do, and has no ability to do is to say, I accomplished lower prices because she didn't, or I accomplished lower housing prices because she didn't, or I secured the southern border because she didn't do that. She has failed as vice president, and the fundamental question is, do we want to give her a promotion? I think the answer has to be no, John.
Senator Van.
All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, YAHAWAHSHI'S, Rakah, Quadash. That belongs to the apostles of GMS and sincere Shalom to the brothers out there pushing his truth and sincerity. Now, this ain't really going into what they're talking about, but I found it funny. I'm going to go into it a little bit. But it's funny because I actually kind of forgot today was election day, even though I remembered it, but then I forgot. But me and the elder was talking, and even the young Akim, we was talking about it, like, because the elder saw on someone's page a whole bunch of black women lined up out of the blue just to vote for this heathen woman. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm seeing a whole bunch of black women out here today jogging up and down just in random places more than they usually are. And I'm like, yeah, this is what they are out here for. They feeling excited, they feeling good because they want to get a black woman in office. And it's not going to end well. It never does. Whenever you have a woman in rulership, it backfires. But me and the Akim was also talking about back in middle school, because we both went to the same middle school. How, and it was funny because they gave us two different options. They gave the Akim, my younger brother, an option to vote for which side he wants of a president. Mind you, we're kids. We don't understand what the hell we want. We don't even understand the whole presidency, the election things, none of that stuff. But they want kids to vote for all this stuff. So they gave him the option for either side to vote. Meanwhile, in my option, they didn't give me one. They just told me to go specifically with Barack Obama. That was the time with him and Hillary was going at it. So I'm like, I don't even want to vote. Mind you, this is like before I'm even the truth. I don't even care about any of this stuff. They're like, do this, do that. And I'm like, okay, screw it. As long as I get y'all out of my face. So they automatically say, go Barack Obama. And there was a chant they kept going on about up and down the hall. Mind you, I wasn't paying attention at first because I'm focused on class. I'm trying to get stuff done. And all I hear is a chant going up and down. I'm like, what the hell is even going on? It catches everybody's attention. Everybody getting excited. We don't know what it's about, but we're excited because, hey, we act a fool in school. Little did we know, the teachers going up and down. Principals even. I'm like, what the hell is even going on? So this the same thing that we see. We will fall for anything that they throw out there, not understanding that all this stuff is rigged. Understandably so. So for him to say that the American people are smart, not really. Not really. Not at all, really. We got other countries smarter than these people here. You got foreigners here that's not even trying to vote. Why? Because they understand this stuff. They understand it's nothing but lunacy and hypocrisy and lies. Because presidents, when they give out the full 100% of their speech, they only fulfill maybe 20% of it. And yes, you could look that up on there. But I'm going to go ahead straight to the scripture first. As I'm explaining this. This is Psalms 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. As you see, them both sides are going at each other's throat, throwing up all these insults at each other, but meanwhile telling these people what they're going to do and what they're going to do and all this other stuff. And it still backfires. No matter who you put in office, it's still going to backfire. Why? Because all this stuff is rigged. A lot of people don't want to believe it. You can show the proof to them. They still think their votes matter. And you know what? That's a good thing. Let them believe it, because
whoever they vote for, they should not be mad about it, because whatever makes this place worse should be in that mindset their fault. But no, I didn't vote for you to do all this and do all that. Well, guess what? You should have never done it in the first place. But they'll find a blame they'll find a way to blame everything else but themselves. So it's just been a funny running gag for every 4 years, and it's hilarious. We just see people go out at wits end. They I received an article I think yesterday, and I probably want to do a video on it, on how they're with the votes, the valid votes. I think it was 2 days ago, where people are just stuffing in I don't want to say grenades, but something like a grenade like, and setting everything on fire inside the valid votes. So people are getting pissed. They trying to make sure whoever decide they want is going to win. And they don't understand it's the electoral votes. The electoral votes speak louder than the average people's. But everybody think that because we spend our taxes and all this other stuff, our stuff matters. And it doesn't. How we feel matters. No, it doesn't. This is the game that Esau plays on these people. It'll tell them that you have all these rights and laws, and come to find out you had none of it. It says, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So he'll give you the pretty speeches, but behind your back, or even in front of your face, because you people don't be seeing it, he's still stabbing you. He's giving you a hug, you hugging him back, he's still stabbing you right there in the gut, right there in the back. And you're like, it's fine. Y'all patch it up. We got another 3 years, 2 years, another year. All right, this ain't work. I gotta move on to the next one. It's still the same person, just in a different face. And that's what these people don't realize. Just because you put a different person in the office doesn't mean anything changes. Everything still remains the same. It just gets worse every year. And people keep voting till they die. There was a black woman. I think she's 120 right now. She can't walk or anything. She's actually in a wheelchair. She has people, her family, walking around, and she's in the voting booth voting for Kamala. That tells you everything. Just because it's a black woman, it's all the excitement. But hey, let Kamala get in office, this place would be ran down just like Egypt. This place will fall harder than Egypt. I mean, this place is going to fall harder than any other empire anyways. But the fact that you keep putting women in power doesn't end well. And these rats know it. That's why they do it. They know who they're going to set up, who they want in office. This is just a show. And like, give these people a show to make them think they did something right. But we're going to set this person up. It's a behind the show type style. Just like for example, a casino. You think you win all this money, then they flip the script on you. Then you lose all the money. This is no different. Just like they have for, I guess, for you could say beauty pageant contest. They know who they're gonna vote for. Everybody thinks it's this person, but they flip the script and say, "No, we like this person more." What else can they say? People are just going to be dumb enough to keep falling for it. So this is Micah 6:12. It says, "For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof." Sorry. There we go. It says, "The inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth." And see, that's what it is. They plan all this stuff. They make everything seem good. They're just making money off of this, and they'll keep lying to people. And while these lies are happening, putting these false hopes into people's minds, everybody's starting to get more violent. If you've been seeing the news on a whole lot of this stuff that's been going on, but I'm talking about even with
the whole election thing, people snapping at each other left and right. So we're seeing chaos ensue before itself, and we're just sitting in the back watching them devour themselves. This is all meant for violence. This is, and the main thing that some people are talking about is how, which is also stupid because it's two sides. One side's talking about how Kamala is going to handle the war better than Trump or some other stuff, but the other side talking about how if you put her in office, we're gonna fail regardless. There's people actually saying that, and they actually understand it. These other countries, is already talking about how they don't respect this place. What happens when you put her in office? Everybody will be quick to be like, "You got this woman in office, get her out. You take this place out. It's ran by a woman. Meanwhile, these other countries are ran by men. That'll tell you something." You think because you put a woman in office, it's going to be a better situation? But hey, we like the mindset of these people because the more in the dark they are, the harder the more pain they're going to feel out of it, and it's really going to hit the black woman more. So this is my last scripture right here. This is Revelations 21:8. It says, "But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death." So the Lord is pretty much already telling us. He's ordained it. We're just sitting back watching until he comes back and gets his hopeful elect. And as I say, I hope me and various other brothers are the hopeful elect, because that's the one thing we strive for. We know what's going to happen. We know the downfall of it. We just gotta keep striving until we make our election sure. So they're gonna everybody that's all having that false hope, attacking each other, all happy about stuff. The suffering is going to be great, and we just get to sit back and watch it. So we'll see how this pans out, because we already know how it's going to go, but we'll just see how fun it gets. So we'll run with that. That was edifying, and with that, shalom.